Humans been controlled since the day that they were civilized. The truth has been so heavily politicized. If you don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis. Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other.
Hey YouTube, this is Uncle Momo's music reaction channel, where I provide my views on talented artists from around the world, both established artists and non-established artists. And I promise you that you won't be disappointed whatsoever. So why don't you come and join me in discovering amazing, talented artists and bringing it to the forefront of my channel for us to view. Now, my first reaction of today, we are going over to America and the two amazing artists. And I say two amazing artists because they are two peas in the pod. We are talking about Sir Tom MacDonald and Lady Nova Rockafeller. There's nothing in the description page, but I believe the title says it all. Sheeple. Doesn't it say it all? We're all sheeps. We are flocks of sheep. We are no more than cattle to the hierarchies. If it is, we are so experimented on so many different kind of levels, on so many different kind of dimensions we are, and we are just basically cattles. Matrix says that we're kind of the battery, so it's going to be intriguing to find out what Sir Tom is going to be, his lyrical contents, and how Lady Nova is going to visualize that, and in terms of how he's going to bring to the lyrical content, going to bring alive, so to speak. So I mean, look, you can see the fun bit already. It's already like, what the heck? Do you know what I mean? So he's already grabbed my attention, and I can't wait to press the play button, to be fair. If you haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the notification button to indicate to you when my next uploads will be. Now, without further ado, you know what we're here for. Great vocabs and a damn good video audio music. Can you dig it? Come and tell me.
Humans been controlled since the day that they were civilized. The truth has been so heavily politicized. If you don't know who's controlling you and killing all the little guys, find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Black folks who were never ever actual slaves, fighting with white folks who ain't actual Nazis. Controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a
wow, we already started already off the cuff. He went, on your marks, get set, and he went. He didn't even hit a bang. He just went, I'm in my own race. And that's exactly what he's in his own race. He's not waiting. Tom and Lady Nova has long time discovered they're not waiting for the bank for them to open the doors and be successful in their own right. They took the bulls by the horn and they've done it themselves. You know the storyline already. They've been mucked about left, right and centre. And they've been young together and through thick and thin and trials and tribulations and everything else. And they're doing it themselves. And the freeness of doing that is because, I mean, the freeness of doing that comes with, you can say whatever you want. The title, the topic can be whatever you want. You're not going to be pigeonholed or be told, right, that, you know, no, that's not going to be, no, we're going to put that on the shelf. No, you can't do. So they haven't got no ties with anybody. So the world is his oyster when it comes to things that get on everybody's nerves, that everybody can relate to, but with a certain je ne sais quoi to it. I'm going to go back just a little bit, so you can hear the lyrics again. Sir Tom! I'm going to go back to about here.
White folks who ain't actual Nazis, controlled by rich folks who use the news to make hate, while elite folks control other political parties. It's a big lie, trying to make you pick sides, trying to make you burn the cities down and kill each other. They got sick minds, big lies, keep on the police so that there's big crime.
Sorry, the famous divide and conquer. That is, if you've got a massive population and you have a desire of wanting whatever desire you want from that country or whatever, and they are so unified, the only way to break it down is to try and go in there, manipulate and divide and conquer. Let them fight amongst themselves. And once they fight amongst themselves, you just go in there like a ninja, take whatever you want and come back out. Or if you see they're fighting amongst themselves, be on one or be on both sides of the party and arm them with weapons and let them kill themselves. And once they all kill themselves, you take the land. It's been going on for centuries and centuries and centuries. It really is. I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a time, and I don't know if it was like the Spanish Armada or whatever, but there was certain, I think Spain, England, France, they was basically just going around the world, leaving their priests there with a Bible, and they've got until they come back with the army to convince the people of that land to become Christians. And if they're Christians, then lovely, you get saved. If the priest doesn't convert them, then they get slaughtered anyway. So that's been the schematics of that has been long been invented, and it's been perfected for many, many hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, to the point where it's we're almost programmed now within our in our DNA to be responsive in that kind of way, you know. And he's hitting it on the nail. It really is. Apologies for blabbering on. I'm gonna go back just a little bit, to about say here.
Tell that they got sick minds, big lies, deep on the police so that there's big crime. To take away our freedom, to restore order, they let die. Play with people, turn men into women, make the counterculture mainstream to mix up the system. Change the pronouns, the gender is a spectrum, so is privilege. I know poor white folks and black celebrities with millions. They starve you with a lack of information and only give you facts to a branded corporation. Distort your worldview with an algorithm that changes based on propaganda curated for your engagement. We can't be free, have no peace till we're on the same team.
I'm sorry to cut it right there, but it is so true. I think the whole planet is divided and conquered. And until the whole planet comes together, then we can actually, I'm not saying that we'll see certain things, because all the things that we need to see is already truly been hidden. You know, they've been discovered in other countries, and they've been taken out of that country, and they're being put somewhere else. So when we are finally awoke, then it's like, wow. Funny thing is, I was watching this guru with Mike Tyson the other day, and he said, and which was kind of like weird, he goes, look, he goes, round the corner is very, very exciting, because there is so many devices where you can't hide from the truth. Think about it. There's so many devices where sooner or later, the truth will just overspill, because people are getting woke. People are seeing that, wait a minute, this is crap. This is like, wait a minute, this doesn't ring true. Doesn't ring true. He also made another factor which was really, really scary. He said that heaven is becoming, he said something about, he said less and less people are believing about heaven. But the way how he put it, he said like heaven has been over, I think he said something like heaven's been diluted, or heaven is soon will not exist. I think that's what he said. He goes, soon, heaven will soon not exist. There's less people believing about heaven. There's less people thinking about, and I thought, whoa, that's a bit scary, isn't it? Back about 100 years ago, everybody believed about heaven. 200 years ago, everybody believed about heaven. Now, it's like heaven is beginning to cease exist. Wow, that's really, really strong. I hope Sir Tom and Lady Nova, will hit a subject on that at some time. But that is really, really interesting. And I think that's one of the things that Sir Tom does. No matter what kind of track that he does, no matter what track that you watch, it always leads your mind into thinking other aspects of like, well, wow, what about if Sir Tom's talking about that, what about this? What about that? What about that? He just literally almost opens your third eye that you're dumb to open. You know? Look, sorry, apologies for background. I'm gonna go back just a little bit to about here.
Just part of the machine. Y'all are sheeple. What do y'all believe? The machine.
influence that is with the Android.
Nothing's what it seems. Hollywood been writing your brain, controlling your mouth. You say
Ooh.
lit, fleet, that cat, they trying to dumb you down. They
Yeah.
endorse whatever narrative is popular to shout and use minorities in movies for diversity clout.
Come
Two
on.
sides on the spectrum, but ain't none of them honest. Took the red pill and the blue pill, spit them both in the garbage.
Yeah.
Being woke used to mean you understood you were target, and now it's having two good legs and never taking a step forward. If you agree, it's free speech. Disagree, it's hate speech. Erase it if it came from anywhere except the mainstream. Trump supporters labeled as the racist, but that can't be. Lincoln was Republican, and that's who ended slavery.
Right. Come on. He's hitting every single nail on the head, which can transcend over to many, 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 many different countries. They say America's the new Babylon, Sin City, blah, blah, blah. But you find that in every country. And as soon as you wake up, you realize that it's right smacking you in your face, left, right, and center. Same thing about, the Trump thing. Before Trump was president, way before he was president, he was doing all sorts of things, hanging out in the nightclubs, defending so many black people. It's unreal. I watched a quick snippet where Mike Tyson was arrested and he went to jail, I think over allegation of rape or something like that. Trump defended him on, I can't remember what channel TV, American program. I saw a picture with Trump and a Jamaican dancehall artist, Shabba Ranks. I photoed them together. He in Trump's heyday, jumping up and down when he had energy. He was mixing it. He was properly mixing it. And now this media news that makes us hypnotize us. The TV that hypnotizes us into, look, it's not even believing. It's like a photo. When you go into the art gallery and you see a photo, that photo shows you exactly what is there to show you. Nothing more, nothing less. Then it's up to your mind to depict what you think of it. TV works on a kind of different kind of way. It's somehow subliminal messages or whatever you want to call it, but somehow when you watch a TV, it's calculating and reprogramming you in some kind of way to you to think or make you feel lazy first. It's like the social realm makes you feel lazy. Once you feel lazy, it's easy to input data inside you. Once you're lazy, like not thinking. Like if I say the sky's yellow, you say, yeah, okay, yeah, the sky's yellow. It makes you dumb size you like that. Then once you're dumb size, then they can put in anything in your mind and you just think it. And even if you don't, but the majority will. And I feel that what Tom MacDonald is hitting there on the nail is basically what every majority knows, but no one's really saying anything. And the reason why nobody's really saying anything, because the people that should be saying it are making money from that situation to keep their mouth shut and just ride on that chaos. Thank you, Sir Tom. Thank you, Lady Nova. Visuals, lyrical contents. I'm saying it like it's ended. It's not even ended, it's just halfway through. Apologies. I'm going to go back just a little bit. To about say, here.
Labeled as the racist, but that can't be. Lincoln was Republican, and that's who ended slavery. Science been politicized, it's easy to see. A mask became a symbol of which side you believe.
Yeah.
But you'll never cure a sickness till you cure the greed, because the problem with our natural immunity is it's free. Society is broken, want you locked inside a cubicle, addicted to pornography, liquor, and pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Tell you that you're fat and poor and you were never beautiful, then tweet how much they love you when they hear about your funeral. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep.
There you go.
The screen's just part of the machine. Y'all are sheeple. What do y'all believe?
Yeah, he said, not you are my sheeple. And he's got his eyes dark. You are my sheeple. There's a thing about that I've found out about like TikTok. Like TikTok is an Asian invention, and it was there to design younger, bright, talented people in, I think it's Japan, and it's to reward children. It was made for children, for like children under the age of 12 who are innovated in, you know, designing programs and all that kind of stuff. And you show it onto TikTok and you get rewarded for it. That was it. That's what TikTok was designed. And then I believe America got their hands on it. I don't know. I'm not pointing fingers, but America got their hands on it and they reverse it. They wanted to reward people who do dumb things, that do silly things and get paid for it. So it just showed you straight away. I've seen some seriously stupid things on TikTok with some stupid amount of views and they're getting paid for it. That shouldn't, if that's not a clear indication of dumb sizing people, we will give a dog a treat for doing something stupid. Yeah? They give us little buttons of treats for doing something stupid and getting paid for it. And once you see someone stupid that ain't even got no kind of qualifications or academics in their life driving a Ferrari because they just, I don't know, doing something stupid on TikTok, everybody's going to follow that easy life. Everybody wants to be dumb. Nobody wants to be smart anymore. Then therefore there's going to be a massive gap between the hierarchy where they want to be and the people that they want to control. Because now they're just dumb. They're like AI. And that's when that comes in, that's when the artificial intelligence will come in to take and look after these dumb people. And these dumb people here, they're going to take it just like the phone. We used to have so much memory in our mind. Now, there's no need for memories. The phone's got more data and space to collect as much memory than your brain can even think about. So your brain memory is going to shut down eventually through years or whatever. We don't use our brain for memory anymore. We've got the phone, we've got the data, we've got every other devices to do that for ourselves. So we're already dumb-sized. Come on. So Tom! And look, his eyes are black and his that was just a strong word. I hope people get that. I really do. Sorry for blabbering on, but I'm going to blabber on. I'm going to go back just a little bit. To about say, here.
What do y'all believe?
You are my sheeple.
Nothing's what it seems. If they can't convince you, they confuse you. They want you dumb and dead. They divided you by race, religion, income, and sex. Made everybody right and left. The hatred got so intense. If the other side likes oxygen, you'll put a bag on your head. And the conspiracy theories labeled as misinformation is just a terrifying truth that scares the hell out the nation.
Yep.
The system treating you like trash and you got rifles to aim with. Just imagine how they'll treat you when your guns get confiscated. George Orwell, 1984 was his last lecture. George called them thought police. Now we call them fact checkers. Government surveillance trying to catch you. They don't ask questions. Mass incarceration equals capital for cash investors.
Right, so there's an artist and a scholar by the name of, an English artist and a scholar by the name of Akala. And he was touching on this reference as well. I think at the time he said in American state, the government paid the private businesses roughly about $55,000 to $60,000 per inmate. So it is it's now a commodity investment. It's now a company. Yeah, there's someone getting money, yeah, for sending people to prison. And then somewhere along the lines, the police must get paid for it because they're taking people. And it's the same thing, I believe, with they're doing the same thing with children. I feel it was Bill Clinton that passed this paper to protect. It was like protect young children against. It's not unprivileged. Protect young children against parents and other people. So if the police go into an environment where they see that the child is not looked after, they can have every right to take that child straight away from that parent. And that's a thin line because who's judging what is and what isn't? And now what I understand is that there's more children in America that's getting taken away from their parents than like what? And now they're saying, well, where are these children? How are they getting looked after? And the media's not showing that what's happening to these children. And I think the conspiracy part of this is that there's loads of children that's dying in this process. There's a lot of things that is really, really, really scary at the moment. There really, really is. But I believe that for things to turn, it's got to boil over. Yeah, and once it boils over, that's when people's going to switch and say, nah, not on my watch, not on my watch. And they're going to start seeing people for, you know, I think it's in the Bible, the mark of the devil, or the mark of the devil will reveal itself at some point, you know. So so the people that are woke will see that mark, you know. I think we're living in, when we read the Bible, it's kind of like in a fantasy thing that we're seeing, you know, when we see, expecting to see God or whatever, we're thinking that it's going to, you know, or when we see angels, we're going to see like wings coming down. I think we're living in that kind of, we have to look at it in a more modern terms of what that references. And it's more close to hope than you think. It really is. I'm going to go back just a little bit, to about, say, here.
They don't ask questions. Mass incarceration equals capital for cash investors. The system isn't broke, it's working fine. Oppressive and chaotic is how it was designed. They say if we ain't doing nothing wrong, there's nothing to hide. While their agenda and intelligence completely classified. They don't teach you rights in school, you never learn them at all. Cause they're easy to remove if you don't know what they are. The only people you can rule are the criminal ones. So they force you into corners till you're breaking the law.
Ooh.
We can't be free. No peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep.
I get the AI now.
It's just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep. What do y'all believe?
Now you type in the time. So I get the AI. The AI represents the sheeple, us. And we are no longer being an individual. We're now following suit as a person next to ourselves. Everybody wants to copy everybody. Nobody doesn't want to be individual and stand out. It's almost like to follow the same pattern as everybody else is what's making you successful, is what's making you more recognized. So if one person does it, you bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be a million people behind that person doing exactly the same thing. So that's the sheeple effect. And what I'm seeing as the androids behind them, as the beginning of the video, there's the sheeple. And as he's going on, you see that one android is waking up, he's woke. And now I believe that he's trying to share that knowledge by grabbing somebody else's attention, another android's attention. Because when you look at it, what they're doing over in Japan, and I believe in America, a number of countries, they're making these new AI technologies. And the way how they're grabbing your attention at the moment, yes, you've got the technology side, we can see the robotic, and then you go into the porn side and you can see these robotic porn, whatever you want to call them, to satisfy your needs in both female and male. And you can see how very, very, very realistic they are. They're coming in hand. If you go like that, and the periods go, you can see that it's controlled by one person, this AI technology, regardless in what kind of spectrum you're going to be, or category you're going to put it in, what pigeonhole you're going to put it in. It's still going to be fuel for the cattle. Tested. It's still going to be tested on the cattle, the sheeple, you know? So I like that. And I presume that at the end of this video, you're going to get one of those AI is going to be properly woke. And I don't know what he's going to do. Reveal, take off his face and it's going to be him, or I don't know. But yeah, very, very intriguing. I'm going to go back just a little bit. To about, say, here. And Jared Potter. So that was Sheeple with Sir Tom MacDonald, Lady Nova Rockafeller, and I have to give props to VHX by Jared Potter. Also, mix and master by Evanmorgen. So there you go, the full team of who's carried out this really, really intriguing and interesting video. Oh, look, let's be fair. He always hits topics to think about and to cause a stir. And it needs a stir. It really does. And I'm glad that there is somebody in the industry that's thick-skinned to take all kinds of criticisms and turn it into a positive, or turn it into a fuel, and respond back in a way that is grabbing more attention than the people that are actually criticizing. I mean, the people that are criticizing is actually doing him a favor, because they're still creating awareness. So it's a win-win situation. And I love the success that you guys are going through as well, because it's a journey and another level. Because look, you know what, trials and tribulations, you know what hard work is. You got the schematics down. You had that at the base, at the beginning. So it's been repetitive, but it's just thrown more heavier weapons at you now. Or putting heavier obstructions in your way now, which you got schematics to knock it down. This is you're following your own rules. You carried out your own rules and you're following your own path. But unfortunately, you're on the planet, which is shared by many. But you are still creating your footprint, and I like that. I really do. So many things to talk about. So many things that carries a debate. As well, there's so many visuals in there that you can see, right, okay. The lyrical content was ouch. It was like walking on a hot coal. Every bar had a debatable question to it. And the funny thing about that is that everything he said, it wasn't like, is it? Really? We all know. It's just him putting it to the forefront. We all know what he's talking about. There's not something in there that he's like, that we wasn't, oh, really? No, I don't think so. No, every single word that he said, we know. But yet, are we still woke? Or are we getting woke? What is woke? Under that, I don't know, he just leaves loads of different he leaves things up in the air for us to debate. And that's what we're surely doing. So let me know about your thoughts. Apologies for the pausing and stopping and all that stuff. I don't really actually do that. But it's like some things about Tom is really, really intriguing, where you have to press stop and process before you actually go on. And I try to reduce that. But so apologies if it was annoying to yourself. But for now, I salute you. Boom!
Criminal ones, so they force you into corners till you're breaking the law. We can't be free, can't have no peace till we're on the same team, but y'all are sheep. Glued to screens, just part of the machine. Y'all are sheep.